Are you listening? Damn.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Peak Podcast, a source of information, tools, tips, skills, lessons, stories, and mindset to help you reach your peak and beyond in fitness, relationships, your career, and so much more. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the Peak Podcast, episode number 72. Is fat loss the wrong goal? My name is Marco Augusto. I'm the owner of Peak Strength and Nutrition. This is my podcast. It's called the Peak Podcast. And today we're going to get controversial. Is fat loss the wrong goal? And the short answer is no, kind of not. So, what I find is that most people walk into a gym or start a new diet to lose weight, okay? And as a result, we, the fitness industry, or wherever they get the information, provide these basically useless fat loss workouts, which kind of help, but set people up to fail because, well, they're useless. Okay? Super common that this happens. Fat loss is a very short-term goal. That's why we always do 8-week programs and stuff, right? So why are they useless? Well, most of the time, barely anything is measured because the key is movement. Now, movement is very important when it comes to losing weight. So I don't want to suggest that movement isn't a bad thing. Some movement is better than no movement, always. But that sentence suggests that some movement is all you need to do. And we kind of know that's not really the case. You can move and measure progress in a number of ways. That is possible. Absolutely possible. Instead, these workouts are just about movement. At a certain point, this movement, which, by the way, only helps to a certain point, stops helping because moving just isn't enough. The reason movement just isn't enough is because the body gets used to movement, right? Just like the body gets used to eating a certain amount of calories, the body gets used to movement. This is kind of why we need to do progressive overload if we want, for example, bigger muscles or stronger muscles. The same applies to just movement, to just fat loss. We have to do more or eat less. Okay, so if we kind of aim to do our high intensity sessions, which last 40 minutes, just slight variations of exercises, and we eat the same, eventually that movement just stops leading to fat loss. The only way we can do it is move more. So basically that's what we need to do. We need to either move more, so then all of a sudden your 40-minute high intensity sessions need to go to 50 minutes, or you need to eat less, both of which suck. Right. It's not that fat loss is the wrong goal. I believe more accurately that fat loss is only a stepping stone And when we only focus on this, we do things poorly and incorrectly. Okay? So it's a stepping stone towards something bigger, towards something better. So if we only focus on fat loss, then we kind of only do part of the job. Now, a lot of people only want fat loss. A lot of people only want to lose weight, and that's very good. That's cool. But I believe that training can also help you get more than just fat loss without that much extra work. All it is really a different mindset. Better options are following a proper program focused on performance and improvement. These programs involve tracking progress with things like strength, which, by the way, you can get stronger and lose fat at the same time. In fact, you might do a very similar program and achieve much better results because your focus is more on strength than on fat loss, right? You can also track things like technique, volume, intensity, density, time under tension. These are all things that you can use to progress a training program. And all of these things can help people to get and maintain results in the long term. Right, most fat loss programs are these kind of high intensity bullshit programs, right? It would be much better to just eat well, have some high intensity in there, sure, but follow an actual program where you progress across multiple measurements, okay? Strength, muscle mass, fat loss. You can record all of those things. A fat loss program, most people don't even care. You're not even training for the other things, right? Now, of course, not everyone wants to add huge amounts of muscle. But training to add even just a little bit and maintain muscle also tends to help a lot with losing fat. Right? If you're eating well and training to, say, add muscle definition, which is really just add muscle. But if we use terms like definition and tone, right, common words, which is basically just add muscle, then, like in the classic kind of physique looking way, then a lot of people tend to lose fat doing that as well. It also takes longer. Most people struggle to add muscle. So for most people it's harder, and it isn't as simple as just moving, okay? It's about moving with purpose. Again, there's nothing wrong with moving, right? The idea that, hey, whoa, you might be turning people off here because are you saying that movement is bad? No. Movement is good. But what I want to get people out of the mindset, I want people to get out of the mindset that it's just about movement. All right? This is so common. It's just about sweat. It's just about calories burned. Well, you can actually do that and have a purpose to each exercise. Have intent behind each exercise. Try and target a particular muscle with each exercise. You can absolutely do that. Fat loss isn't wrong, And I'm not saying that adding muscle, right, and is the cure, right? It's not. But the idea of losing fat in 12 weeks is setting most people up to fail, right? It's just it turns it into an equation. Calories in, calories out. So we just do stupid training sessions to burn calories. Whereas we could burn the same amount of calories or take a little longer view term, add a bit of muscle, add a bit of strength, lose fat as well. All things which can help people. All of those things, by the way, help people to lose fat. If it's purely about fat loss, then I would get people to focus 80% on their diet. Right? Train. You could go walk, right? You could go run, just do burpees. It's just a calorie equation, okay? But I believe most people don't want that. People want to lose fat and look good. Right? Don't forget, you can be skinny and have no muscle definition. Again, not everyone wants to have muscle definition, but you can get sexy by adding a little bit of muscle, having that bit of definition, and losing fat. You can do that. You can do that at the same time in the same program, right? You can do that in the program. Maybe it takes longer than just straight up fat loss. Absolutely. But if the goal is straight up fat loss, then that means we're just doing short programs. And that means that people can put the weight on in just as quick a time. Instead, it would be better to get people thinking longer term, because you want someone training long term. You really want someone training for the rest of their lives. That's kind of ideal. That's what I'm going for. Am I in the wrong here? Maybe. So is fat loss the wrong goal? I just believe that there are better goals, or at least there are better things that you could measure along the way. That doesn't mean you don't measure fat loss. I'm just saying that you could measure other things as well and get people thinking really long-term about their health and fitness and body composition and all of those things. That's it. Is that controversial? Not at all. If that's controversial, we've all lost our minds. That's it. Episode 72. If you enjoyed this, please give me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And if you didn't, tell me how to improve. Or just be a keyboard warrior and write a crappy review. It's all good. No hate from me. That's it. Episode 73. Next week. Be good, peeps. Stay safe. Avoid any pandemics if possible. And don't steal all the toilet paper.